I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. It's a really cool pepper, people. Ryan Karsher, the Michigan Chili grower, hats off to you. Here's the deal, people. There are 5 different species of pepper. All right, you have and you don't usually breed between species. Your capsicum annuum, your bell pepper, jalapeno, serrano, those are annuums. You have your capsicum frutescens, which is Tabasco, piri piri, African bird's eye. Then you have your capsicum baccatum, your bishop's crowns, your ahi peppers, which are lower in heat, super fruity, and really sweet. My favorite, I've been saying this for a long, long time, my favorite tasting pepper, taste-wise, like if heat doesn't matter, are the ahi peppers, all of them. They're just sweet and fruity and just incredible. They really are just amazing. Then there's capsicum pubescens, I think I've said that right, Riccardo and Manzano, and then you have your capsicum Chinense, which is your 7-pot Primo, your Trinidad Scorpion, your Primotalii, all right? So what Ryan's done is he's crossed a Baccatum, an ahi mango, a Baccatum, into a Chinense, a Primotalii. So the hope is that we're gonna get the best of both worlds. We're gonna, because here's the truth of it: the hottest pepper isn't gonna make you the richest. If that's what you're chasing, the most successful and the most popular pepper isn't really going to be necessarily the hottest one, but it's going to be the best tasting hot one. So if you could have, like for coming, listen, I eat a lot of hot peppers, and I've said this forever. Or look at, once in a blue moon, I'll come across a super hot that's sweet for a second. And when I do, I always say it's not a common thing. It always gets your attention because it's not a common thing to have sweet and hot together with peppers. Bitter usually comes. In fact, the hotter peppers get, the more likely they are to be bitter. So, this is plant number 4, the red phenotype. It is beautiful. It's a mango and a Primotalii. And this is plant number 7, which is the chocolate phenotype. Just super cool looking. So I'm going to eat both of them, and we're going to see if we can. I'm going to take pictures of these for Instagram. We're going to eat both of these peppers and see if we're getting a good mixture of heat and sweet, which would be just so cool. Wait till you see the inside of this. So, I'm going to take pictures real quick for Instagram. Wait till you see the insides of these. Very interesting. Wait till you see them. I'm sorry to do this to you guys. You want to see what that stalling was about? You'll get better pictures of these on Instagram. I'm going to show you the insides now, though, for sure. Here's the red plant 4, the red phenotype. Here's the look at the cut. Here's the interior of that. Beautiful pepper. It definitely doesn't, there's a different aroma with this than a normal super hot. It has a different aroma. It's interesting. Here's the chocolate version. All right. Here's the interior of that. This one has a different aroma too. You can. Maybe it's in my head. I don't know. I'm gonna eat the red one first. My mouth is watering like Pavlov's dogs. All right, an ahi mango crossed with a Primotalii. This is from Plant 4. Thank you, Ryan Karsher, the Michigan chili grower. This is a really cool thing. We're hoping for sweet and hot. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is JC. All right, so here we go. It was way fruity. It wasn't really, if there was any sweetness, it was really brief. I really wouldn't say there was much sweetness to it, but it was super fruity. Fruitier than than a regular Primotalii, and it wasn't as hot. But it had a definite different taste to it. More fruity is the best way I can describe it. It's like there's a scale of everything. I say, like, if you look at fruity and earthy, on one end you have fruity, on the other end you have earthy. Ghost peppers are like here. You know what I mean? Some chocolate pods are really earthy. Yellow pods are fruity. And that's a spectrum. But let's say we're picking sweet, though. Sweet's got a spectrum. Really sweet and not so sweet. Fruity has a spectrum. Really fruity, not as fruity. All right, so this was fruitier than you normally would get a Primotalii, for sure. It doesn't have quite the same heat. Still has good heat though, but the flavor was really, really good. Here's the chocolate version again, from Plant 7. Oh, the heat on this? It's in my throat, not my mouth. Listen, it's almost as hot as a normal Primotalii. It's in fact, if I just wait a little bit, it may get there. It's really hot, okay? So, but there was far more fruity flavor. So I'm not sure if sweet is really what's the goal is, or just more fruity flavor. It was that. So if you're a chili head, that's going to be. You'll have some that might call it a 7, but that's going to be an 8 or and up for sure. Very, very hot, but fruitier than normal. I'm being serious. Here we go. Here's the chocolate version. I wonder what I'm looking for this, because sweet and chocolate is super rare. So I'm not really expecting a whole lot of sweet. Less earthy, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. That's a weird pepper. That was really sweet. The sweetness I was expecting in the red pod, the chocolate pod was sweet. I have another chocolate pod. I almost feel like eating it right now. That was a sweet chocolate, super hot. And there was it wasn't like, typically you eat a chocolate Primotalii, it's super earthy and there's no fruitiness to it. You know what I mean? Like something like a chocolate, some chocolate pods, even though they're earthy, they have sort of almost a fruity quality to them a little bit. Chocolate Primatalis don't usually. That had a fruitiness to it, almost like it's like 3/4 of the way between, like, here's your fruity, earthy. It was like here, where typically it's here. The heat is probably, this was unusual. I think the red one may have been the hotter pepper between the two of them. I think the red one was probably the hotter of the two peppers. And the chocolate was sweet, really weird, and yeah, really weird. Even though the red pod was hotter than the chocolate, I would still say they're the same as far as a chili head scale. It's the same 8 to 10, but still a hotter pepper. I hope that makes sense. It's just kind of how it is. It's like the Richter scale. Incremental adjustments. I don't know. You know what? Dean knows what I mean. All right, but those are great peppers. They're way more fruity than you'd expect. There was a fruity quality to the chocolate pod, which was sweet, which was really good. It was the sweetest chocolate pod I've ever had. No joke about that. And it's got great heat. I mean, it's like really, really good heat. And it was a sweet pepper. And it was chocolate. The chocolate tasted way better to me than the red pod. I have one more chocolate pod right here. I really feel like eating it right now. I'm not going to. I'm going to save it. And I have a red one that looks almost identical to it. All right. Plant 4, plant 7. So I'll do that again. And then I still have one more from plant 4. But what a delicious pepper that chocolate was. That's the best tasting chocolate pod I've ever had. No two ways about it. Easily. I mean, think about adding sweetness and fruitiness to a chocolate pod. And who wouldn't say that wouldn't sound appealing to? Wow, that was awesome. All right, Ryan Karsher, I salute you. You are amazing. Make it a great day. Tell someone you love them. In the description box, you're going to see a link for the Michigan Chili Grower. Check them out. Pictures on Instagram are amazing. These pods are amazing. Right here, you're going to see my son, Johnny Scoville Jr., and the Life Boat. Up here, Pepperology, which is geared for brand new chili heads, and the 26 hardest challenges I've ever done. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.